got you. Okay, it's a quiet podcast.
This is a quiet. This is just whispers.
First of its kind. First of its kind. You know, it's a podcast where we don't talk.
It's just whispers. I wanted to do something different.
Yeah, we switch it up.
No. So let's start, man. Nabil, thank you for having me in your quarters.
It's cool, man.
Appreciate you. Adjusted some things. It looks nice, man.
You did.
It looks good.
You're gonna help me put this back together, though.
I will definitely help you put it back together.
Thank you.
I like the setup that we have going on here.
Yeah. Shout out to Fat Blood for this, because he gave this to me for free. And then he did like an art table thing.
For a show you were part of with him?
No, I just he posted them on Twitter, and I was just like, oh, I could use one of these. So he's just like, yeah, you can pick it up. I'm like, all right, cool.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
The power of social media.
It's great, man.
Nabil, bro.
On.
Give us a short introduction to yourself, like who you are and what you do.
Got you. Yeah, so if you don't know, I'm Nabil, Nvbilll on Twitter. That's 3 L's. I do a bunch of stuff. So it's like photography, design, I sell clothes and shit, a little bit of everything. So yeah, a man of many talents.
A man of many talents, man.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm good at them, but I have talents. Yeah.
You're good at them.
Oh, thanks.
You're good at them.
Thanks.
I think the thing about social media that you can see almost immediately if your shit's good or bad.
And you don't know. People could lie to you. Like they'd be like, oh, you know, it's okay. Just keep the lie going on.
Yeah. It's the strangers. You know, it's like the idea of social media is like this open community that anyone could comment on anything.
Oh,
you know, so it's like if you get this overwhelming like positive feedback from the community and strangers involved too. I think you could safely assume these ideas are okay.
Might be
They're
onto
doing
something.
okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think Twitter is probably the most. I'm on Twitter a little bit now. It's probably the most toxic
I love
environment. You know, there's a huge contrast. Like you see the comments on like Instagram, and then you look at Twitter shit, and there's just like harsh jokes and just
but I think that's the fun of it. It's like it's the most realist social media, and like I use it semi like me telling jokes and shit, or like me having horrible takes. Sometimes they go right, sometimes they go bad. But yeah, it's just like a fun place to try out things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree.
It's like I think discovery on Twitter is better lately than Instagram with like algorithms and stuff. So
yeah,
you can put on some things
in terms of like the actual platform showing you.
Yeah, like
art
you'll see some
like
new
that.
shit all the time. You're like, oh shit, I didn't even know this person did that, or like stuff like that. So it's really cool. Yeah.
Discovery is a big word with you, I think, too. Because you experiment a lot, which a lot of creatives, like, you know, I think that's an important thing about creating is not to just stay in one niche or lane, you know, it's to branch out and experience other things. Do you have like a favorite thing you do for the most part? Since
lately it's been design. When I first started, obviously it was photography because that was like the only thing I knew how to do. But yeah, like design, because so a lot of people don't know this, but like when I was a kid, like I sucked. I was like the least talented child in my family. Like I couldn't draw, couldn't do like I wasn't really good at sports or something. But then like somehow everything flipped. Like I became the artist. So it's like, joke's on you guys.
When was that switch?
It's weird. It was like in college. Like I was like, oh shit. Don't want to be in school for like what I'm in school for. And then I started just picking up a camera and like doing shit. And then I became the most creative kid in this house. So it worked out. I won in the end. So but it's actually really cool. So like I just always was trying new things and like just was like, oh fuck it, what new thing can I learn today? So that's always my like approach, like what do I want to learn today, you know?
Yeah. I think creativity is definitely a part of like our new generation of, you know, what are we, are we millennials, are we Gen Z?
I don't know.
We're born in the 90s.
Yeah, I was born in the 90s, so I don't know.
90s on, like creativity took like a different sort of role in our lives because I guess you know, content just became more and more crucial as like important. As the years kind of went by. I know when like I was going into college, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I was undeclared for a while.
Nice. It's a fun place to be.
Yeah, it's a fun place to be. It's just like a very nice, confusing, like dark abyss. You're like, what the fuck do I want to do? And then like you're paying money for these classes. You're like, what the fuck do I want? You know, you're like
the biggest experiment. It's your most expensive experiment.
Yeah, so sort of almost by force, you know. That's why I don't really believe too much in like the consistent schooling, you know, like once you get out 8th grade, you go to high school, and then you go to that kind of makes sense. High school to college.
Yeah,
you know,
I think a lot of times I feel like your parents, like most people have immigrant parents, like they're just like, oh yeah, like your life is, you're gonna go to school, you're gonna do this, you're gonna be like this, and I think we need to change that because like I feel like if everyone had like a year off to like be like, oh, don't go to school yet. Let's figure out what you actually like. Because I think a lot of times you don't realize what you like because you're just so used to like being told like, oh, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, and it like skips us. So like, and you only figure that while you're doing the bullshit. So it's like, if you had a year off to just be like, oh, hey, I want to figure out what it is I actually want to do, you would probably save a lot of money. A lot of people wouldn't be in debt anymore. Well, some people would be because it depends how expensive your habit is. But
yeah, that's just like a part of life.
yeah, but yeah, like I feel like you would skip that part. It's like, oh, I don't have to be in student loan debt at least, because you would be like, oh, maybe school isn't for me. Maybe I want to learn how to do this creative thing that I don't need school for. Or maybe some people do need school. I don't know. It depends like who you are as a person.
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of creatives are like self-starters where it's like, oh, I could make something from nothing. I just have to be given or like find out like how to do it, and I can do it myself. So
yeah, pushed in the right direction.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what kind of college essentially does once you do sort of figure out that lane. But I guess that's what I give it, like it does give you that push and incentive, like especially with like the deadlines. And we were talking about before to ourselves about like the networking and getting into that world early on, I think the phones and shit like that have made some of that easier. But if you're like solo, it
like
probably would have taken longer to sort of jump into that world on your own accord. But,
like, definitely. Like I think a lot of people who are like extroverts, introverts or whatever, they probably just like wouldn't. They probably need school to like be taken out of that shell. Like you might make a friend who's gonna like get you to be like a different, like act different a little bit around people.
Definitely.
Yeah, so it might help a little bit, but yeah, like other than that, I just feel like it's like networking is like probably the biggest thing for school for sure. Yeah.
Do you remember at what point, like in college, you picked up the camera and you decided this is the shit that you really want to explore?
Yeah, I think it was like my sophomore year. It was like I think I had like I picked a major and I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this.
What was that major?
So I started off. I wanted to be an accountant.
Oh, numbers.
Yeah. I was decent at math. And I like money, so I was like, oh, this makes some sense.
It's a good combo.
Makes some sense. And then I was like, I don't really want to do this. And I think I failed like an accounting 2 midterm or something. And I was like, yeah, this shit ain't for me.
Yeah, and I assume it was pretty tough. So
yeah. I was like, I think I got like a 15 on it. And I was like, yeah, nah. And I never studied for anything. It's like a thing in my head. I just like do stuff and like I just randomly. I'm decent at testing too, which is weird. So when I got a 15, I was like, yeah, I really didn't care because I would have probably got a better grade on this. So like I was
it's like a brutal
reality. I was like,
check.
Fuck, I really didn't give a fuck because I just threw this one away. And then I think that was the point where I was just like, yeah, no, I think I'm gonna pick up a camera and like start shooting like for real. Like I was like using an iPhone and just like shooting around. Like that's when I just started using Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that point on, I was like, okay, let me get a real camera and like figure this thing out. And it started with like me shooting my friends, and from then it was just like, oh, we're gonna do this. Like fuck it. Like I don't even think I told my parents. Like I was just like, I'm just gonna do this, and like you're never gonna know. I'm still gonna go to school, but I was like, you're never gonna know what I'm really doing. And I still don't think my dad. I think my dad's one career behind whatever I do ever. So like, when I started doing design, he's like, "Oh, why don't you go take out photos here?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're behind in a career. You don't know yet."
Yeah.
Like I switched it up, man.
It's like a lack of updates on your end
like,
too. So it's like
I was just like, yeah, you don't know.
He's staying updated slowly.
Yeah, because I think the last thing the first time I ever told him about me shooting stuff, I shot Nas, and I was just like, "Hey, Dad, I did this kind of cool project." And I showed him. I was like, "You know who Nas is?" And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." So I shot him for this thing, and he was like, "Oh shit." And I was like, "Yeah." So
oh, cool.
Kind of doing photography, my guy.
What was that exactly?
So it was a project with Sweet Chick when they dropped their sneaker with Fila, and like so Nas is part owner. So like we did a photo shoot with him and stuff, and it was like kind of cool. So, like got on like a bunch of blogs and shit. So
that's great, man.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, especially if it's like early on, and then you get picked up by these creatives and appreciated. Yeah. That's a really important part about like the creative field, like appreciation. Because there's a lot of I feel like there's a lot of like use and abuse of creatives, especially early on when you're just trying to understand like your own creative process, rates, and all these sort of things. Yeah. But that's cool that you kind of like figured it out a little early on. And I asked too because obviously we've known each other for a while, and Instagram was that connection to us, I think too, where there used to be more often than not the photo walks and photo meets and stuff. And I can't exactly really remember.
I don't know which one it was.
First one. Yeah. I do have an image of you in my head though when we were downtown Jersey. That's why. I'm thinking about you all the time, man, all the time. Downtown Jersey City, there's like this part, I think it's connected to maybe like a whole. Oh. Should I get a tissue?
Yeah.
Okay, dude.
Yeah. So I think we're at photo walks. That's where we're at in the combo.
All right. Let me take a sip of this. We were at photo walks.
Yeah, I think we're at photo walks. Yeah, which is also like, not to say like I just ended up shooting nods for that thing. Like it was a lot more stuff behind that.
Of course.
Yeah. Like I would hate for someone to listen to this and be like, oh, he just picked up a camera and he shot nods. Like, what the fuck? How lucky is this kid?
Quick.
Wow, that's fucking lucky.
I know he skipped some shit.
Yeah, no. I made a lot of cool friends who like believed in me and like did like a lot of really cool stuff with. Who I'm still friends with today. And they just kind of like connected me with certain things that like enabled that to happen. But it's like a lot of like work behind that of like me doing social media for people and like me shooting random shit like I didn't want to shoot, but like making friends with people who like really cared about what I did like was really good though. So.
What was your process with like learning about the camera and the technical aspect and improving like your eye and composition? Like how did you handle that process?
So for me it was like started with street photography.
Cool.
I think it was before the era of like everyone wanted to do portraits and stuff like that. And I was like just like, oh, let me go shoot around randomly and then figure out how to use the camera. Like I'm really like a hands-on learner where it's like just throw me in a situation, I'll figure something out. So yeah, I was like going through Soho and stuff and like would just shoot random shit and just go home and edit. And just like as I was like doing it, I was like, oh, okay, cool. So these shadows make this and like this does this and like all this bullshit like that. All the stuff that like, you can learn on YouTube. And I was just like, oh, let me just learn it, like just straight up doing it. And yeah, like somehow I got decent. I don't know. But
practice
yeah, like,
makes perfect.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Really the thing.
Like I was just shooting so much that it was like, oh, you're gonna figure this out eventually. So yeah, like it became where it was like, oh, I really know how to use my camera, and I got used to it. And like now to the point where like I can pick up a camera any day and just be like, oh, I can figure it out.
Yeah, you already know sort of the ins and outs. At least like once you understand, like Andy and I spoke about it. Once you understand that technical aspect,
yeah, you're good.
It's like pretty easy. From there, it's just like
it's just how creative can you be and like what can you come up with. Yeah, that's why that's what I think made me move towards like design more, because it became like, oh, I was never satisfied with just it being a photo. Like, what can I change to this or what can I add to make it look cooler?
So this almost like this sort of controlling aspect to the image. It's like you wanted more out of like what you can do, right?
Yeah, it was like, holy shit, like how can I change? What is that fucking sound?
Is somebody hammering up there?
I don't know.
They're like brushing teeth.
What the fuck?
It sounds like someone's chopping something in the kitchen.
What the fuck are my neighbors doing, bro?
Those are your neighbors?
I guess, yeah, because it's not from upstairs.
That's cool, man. We're in a space of
we're in the woods, activity. We're in the woods, guys. They're chopping wood next door to us. And like,
how do you live? How do you live out here in the woods? I mean, there's not a lot out here. Like, what do you do for?
I basically installed some internet, and then I was like, fuck it, we're here. So,
fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it, we're here.
That's all you need. In the place with my roomies, Mel and Liz. All we have is internet. That's all you need.
That's all you need, dude. You don't even need TV.
That's all you need is if you're connected, if that's like your main job too, like creating shit.
You just need internet, yeah. Like cable is like kind of obsolete. It's weird. You don't need like fucking cable. You just need internet and shit.
No one's watching TV anymore. No. I don't really know anyone. It's mostly because
if they watch TV, it's through like a service, which is also like another thing of like, you either have like Netflix, HBO, Hulu, or like one of those. If you're lucky, you have multiples. I got lucky. I got a few of those. And yeah, like I just replaced the point of view buying TV.
Don't worry about the knocking.
Yeah, and I'm trying to ignore it. But yeah, what were we saying? We were talking about like changing images and shit.
Yeah, basically control of your image.
Yeah.
Which is great because I haven't spoken about this with anyone yet because I haven't had the opportunity to. But just to go back in photography, what would you use to edit your photos first off? I mean, you said you started on the iPhone, right? Which I did too. iPhone 5?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, nice little small dude.
Yeah, I think I had a 5 too.
What were you using at that
Visco.
time?
It was like pretty simple.
Visco.
Yeah.
Visco was the beginning, right?
R.I.P., man.
No, it's still around.
Well, no, but they don't have like filters. You can't buy filters from them anymore for Lightroom. It's weird.
Oh.
Yeah, it's fucking trash.
Oh, man.
R.I.P. those guys.
R.I.P.
those guys.
Sorry, Visco.
Damn, Visco. Why'd you have to take away?
So at first you were on the phone. You were shooting on the phone, editing on Visco, which was a similar process that I think beginner photographers that just couldn't maybe afford. Like,
it's like you don't have a camera, you don't have a DSLR, but you have a phone. So like I think
shout out to iPhone, man, for the camera.
Apple
being pretty fucking dope.
You might want to sponsor some person who sucks. You might make the next star. Come find out.
Seriously. And then from there.
Yeah, from there, I started. I think I got a film camera first, and then it was like, okay, let's try film, which I sucked at first, admittedly, because it was like, I needed some figuring out to do.
Oh yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, to jump from like iPhone to film is like the weirdest thing ever. Like, it's a good lesson. Like, you're gonna be really good, but it's just like you're gonna suck. You're gonna waste a lot of money on like film.
Yeah. Where'd that inspiration come from? You saw work on like Instagram that was done on film. You're like, that's a beautiful.
I was like, oh, that's
medium.
Cool. I was like, that's fucking cool. I was like, it's probably cheaper than me getting like a real camera, like a DSLR.
In a short run.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry, whoever's a film person. I didn't mean to disrespect you guys like that by calling it a real camera. I'm so sorry.
Backtrack.
Yeah, backtrack on that. I don't want you guys to come for me. Yeah, no. So a DSLR. And then
get a real camera, filmmakers.
Yeah, wasting money on film. What's wrong with you guys? Memory cards. Yeah, no. So then I was like, yeah, I sucked at this at first. And then I ended up getting a DSLR as like a gift. / like I paid for it with something, and then someone was like, oh, hey, I'll like pay for half. I was like, oh, cool, thanks. And then like, yeah, that's when it really took off. Where it was like I switched to like using Lightroom and then Photoshop for like basic editing. And then yeah, like, you know, we stole some Visco filters. That's probably why they went out of business. It's probably my fault. But
yeah. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of figuring out like how you can get those quality things.
You can't get them anymore, guys. So just give up. So yeah, it's over. But yeah, then I started like, you know, just learning how to edit like that, and then yeah.
So on Lightroom, so I mean, we're talking about like the overall image and controlling what's in the frame and stuff like that. But Lightroom, that wasn't enough for you in terms of control of like the lighting and the colors,
was, like,
and
changing hues and like stuff. It like becomes fun at a point. Like I think you start off on that and you're like, oh, this is fucking cool. But then you kind of want to learn a little more control, and you're like, oh, I want to maybe add things to the image and like do stuff like that, which is when Photoshop came into play. Where it was like, oh, I've been paying for this thing, but I don't really use it.
Well, you started photo manipulating.
Yeah.
Right?
So I was like, yeah, I was just using it for like spot healing because I felt like that tool was better in Photoshop than it was in Lightroom. And then yeah, like I started just doing different things like drawing in the photos and like stuff like that, and maybe like adding things here and there. And then it became like, oh, this is like getting fun. And then I think from there it became like, oh, I like design. Like I've always been into clothing and stuff, and I just was like, oh, I wonder if I could actually design t-shirts and stuff like that. And I think it started off with the idea of like doing photo tees because it's like clearly have the photo. Now I got to figure out like what makes it actually look good. And yeah, I think I was just like playing around with that for a while. And then I met some people who like showed me how to really use Photoshop. And then from there it was like, oh, I guess we're designing stuff now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, man, it's a very cool journey to sort of.
It's different.
You know where you've come to now. I mean, you got the shirt on. That's what I was about to start asking. Where did this like inspiration for the flowers? I think Andy kind of told me briefly.
Yeah,
about the live stream.
Yeah. So when I'm not photographing and designing, I DJ sometimes. And we were doing a live stream, and pretty much, if you look around the room, you obviously see the fake plants. You're in here now. And yeah, so he was like, yo, are those plants even real? And he like commented on the live stream. I'm like, no, man, it's fake plant club. You know the vibes. I live in a basement, dude. There's not a lot of light in here. Take some work. So then it became a joke where I was like, what if that was an actual Instagram of like fake plants? Which is really funny because like now I haven't posted a fake plant. It's only been real plants I posted.
I mean, yeah, it's very.
So it became like a really joke where it was like, are the plants fake or is it just a fake club? Like, which is it? Like,
what is fake about it?
Yeah, it's like,
what's fake?
You know, I'm just having fun. Yeah, and then I just started really getting. I think quarantine helped with that because it's like, what else are you gonna do? You're gonna buy fucking plants and take care of them. So, I think I just started playing Instagram, and it became like a thing where it was like, oh, Nabil's the plant guy. He does flower shit. And yeah, like I just was like, oh, like these are really cool. I wonder what I can do with these and like manipulate stuff. So I started making things out of the flower.
Yeah.
And it became like a whole thing where it was like, oh, started with like a Nike swoosh, which is funny because it was like I only did that because I failed at doing a Jordan 1 before. Now I can do it, but when I first started, it like took a while to figure out like piecing stuff together.
Yeah.
But yeah, started with like a Nike, then I did an Adidas logo, and then a Reebok logo. And like I posted them and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking cool. I'm like, oh, so you guys fuck with this.
The feedback, right?
Yeah, I was like, so you guys do fuck with this. I was like, I think it's cool, but like I didn't know if you guys fuck with it. So
yeah, no, that's what we were talking about before. There's pros and cons to social media, but I think the thing about the positive thing about it is that like you could kind of almost get somewhat on demand of feedback to what you're creating, you know.
Let's
and
say
that's not
instant
that
critique.
that's instant critique. And what I appreciate about you is that you're not really concerned about that instant critique, but it's there and it helps to like improve and like you know, keep going on with the idea, because you're just like, okay, people fuck with this, so
let's see
let's see where it can go, you know. But I appreciate about you is that you go regardless, you know, if like there is feedback or not, positive or bad, you know, you just jump into the thing. And I think it's cool to touch on that a little bit. Where does it like that confidence sort of come from within you? Like, is that rooted in something?
I guess I don't know. I've never been the type to care about like what other people think, which is like I guess a cliche. But yeah, like I just was always like, oh, if I think something's cool, then enough people are gonna be like, someone's gonna be like, oh, this is cool too. Like, but it doesn't matter because it's like, oh, as long as I like the thing I'm doing, then I'm fine with it. But I don't know where it comes from. It's just like a thing instilled in me. I guess it has a lot to do with just like I've always been the person to be like go against the norm. Like I was one of the first of my friends to be like, obviously like all our parents were like, oh, go to school, do this, and I was like, yeah, but I don't think some of you like to be here. Like you don't want to do these things. So like, why don't you just like tell them, hey guys, I don't want to do this. And then like I've always just gone against that and been like, oh, let's do what you want, do what makes you happy, and like, and then you'll be fine. Like, so I think that's always stuck with me. Like, I just do the things that make me happy, and like regardless of like what other people think, I'm just like, okay, it doesn't matter. Like your opinion isn't gonna like make my life any better or worse. So why should I be worried about like what it, you know? Yeah. So I always been down to try new things and like see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It takes a long time, like for certain people to get to that point.
Yeah.
Because especially like I was saying, pros and cons, especially with social media, some people really take to heart like that feedback and the lack of likes and like just the lack of interaction or whatever. Some people really take that to heart and literally think their art or whatever they're creating is not worth sharing or not worth creating. They're too based on like opinions rather than what they're feeling or what they think about the thing, you know. So it's just interesting to think of because of that journey that you had where you were in basically the finances world and you realized your unhappiness and immediately switched to like,
it was like,
let's figure my life. Let's figure out what I like to do.
Like what I actually like. Yeah, dude. Like, yeah. I mean, even now, like, there's stuff I do where it's like it's not gonna get the most likes. Like, I've been doing a bunch of these Digimon things. And, like,
and that seems deeply personal.
Yeah,
that's
it's like
such a
to me, it's
great
just like
show.
To me, it's cool.
Yeah.
But everyone wants to be Pokemon lovers. Denny, this is for you.
Yeah, Denny.
Yeah, no, Denny. Yeah, like
Denny has a strong opinion on that.
Yeah, he does. Well, I mean, like, I get it. Like, it's not that Pokemon sucks. It's that the show is not as strong as Digimon. But like, that's a whole other podcast. We can do that some other time.
That's a whole other narrative.
Yeah, it's a whole other narrative.
Well, yeah, but Pokemon does have its strong suit in like the gaming. And
the gaming and stuff itself. Is like, it's great. But yeah, so to me, it was like, oh, I've seen people do this with Pokemon stuff, but I like Digimon better. So let's figure out how we like flip this around. And I started just putting Digimon in like NBA logos, and like, not everyone does as well as I'd like it to, but at the end of the day, I'm like, it's more for me than you guys. I'm just sharing it with you guys. That's it. And like, yeah, like, but then there's sometimes people see this stuff and it's like, holy shit, this is so fire. I'm like, oh, thanks. Like,
yeah, I mean, there was a short. I'm not sure if it's going anywhere now, but there was that short run of the variety of pastas and.
Oh yeah,
and things like that. You know, what's the shit from The Sopranos?
Shout out to my horrible ideas. Yeah, no, Pasta Lovers and Co.
Yeah,
it's a joke.
Pasta Lovers and Co.
Like it really was.
It's good to have those fucking jokes. I mean, it's good to have like, okay, you're serious with this some days off and the fake plant.
Yeah.
And then like, you know, it's just like these fun shit that's random.
I think a lot of things that I do stem from like, oh, this might be funny. Like I don't take it as serious as I should, and then randomly I'll be surprised. I'm like, wait, you really fuck with this thing? Because it started off for me as a tweet where it was like, oh, if you made a streetwear brand, but it was just collegiate font and pasta names or like sauces and shit, and then everyone was like, nah, this is mad good. Like, and then I was like, I started seeing the tweet blow up, and I'm like, maybe I should mock something up just to see what happens.
Yeah.
So I did like a bunch like super quick, and I posted them. And it was like, nah, I need these, and I'm like, Wait, are you fucking serious, guys? Like,
Yeah, it's fucking bizarre. It's bizarre, but it like makes sense too because there's certain things that are in life just very relatable.
Oh yeah, no, totally.
And I think pasta is something that hits home for everybody. Italian food, that's something that hits home.
Italian food's awesome.
Italian food's fucking great. I mean, that shit knocks you out after you eat it, but
yeah, but it's fucking good. So yeah, like I just did it as a joke, and then I was like, you know what? Fuck this. Let's just drop some stuff. And then I started doing so everyone, if you watch Sopranos, you know what gabagool is.
Yeah, gabagool. Well, I just started watching
gabagool.
I just started watching just because I tried to before, and then I just kind of ran out of HBO, But the show is great, man. It's such a captivating fucking show. So iconic.
So the main thing, like, even people who don't watch the show know what gabagool is somehow, and I don't know how this became like a phenomenon. But it's like it's obviously like it's a normal food in like Italian culture, but like The Sopranos made normal people be like, yo, what the fuck is that? And I was just like, oh, it'd be funny if I did a gabagool t-shirt.
I'm just gonna check the camera.
Yeah, no, go ahead, dude. Yeah, so I did the gabagool t-shirt, and then like somehow a bunch of people bought them, and I was just like, what the fuck is this? And so there's like a few more drops left with that. Like I think I have I didn't post the Alfredo one up yet. This is a bolognese one. Yeah, there's like a bunch of shit, and it's just pasta stuff. Did we stop recording? Something?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just resetting,
Gotcha.
One-man band here.
Yeah.
One-man band,
If only you guys knew.
I can't eat pasta. That shit slows me down,
But then Pasta Lovers & Co. is another joke. Just came out of nowhere, and I was just like, oh, I guess we're releasing t-shirts. And it's just having fun. And
having fun is the main thing.
I think the other thing is like a lot of people, the world's so serious, so it was like cool to see something that was like, oh, this is just fun. There's not really like a super hard lesson behind this. It's just like, it's pasta stuff on t-shirts, guys.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah, well, you've definitely created your own audience. That's like the main thing, I think. After you do these sort of consistent pieces of work, regardless if it's like based on a joke or, whatever inspires it, these things resonate. And I think that's what's really cool about you is like you sort of like, I don't know if it's intentional, but you sort of find these very relatable things. Some days off, very relatable. Take some days off, take a break, and then you kind of get unique within those designs. And Fake Plant Club, I mean, fake plants, they're a big fucking thing. I honestly can't take care of any plants. I would love to.
Fake plants might be for you then.
But no,
Zero work.
I had one little fake plant. It was like very neon green sort of looking. It looked fake, I was, but that's the only green thing I had in my room. I already kind of lit up the vibe a little bit of the space. Like it made it feel good. But you find these like very relatable lanes, which is like, I think just super fun, Yeah,
I don't know. I think it's a lot to do with like, I think a lot of people don't bother researching or like looking into stuff a lot or like finding. I think it also stems from like what I like. So like, I like fake plants because I can't have real plants in my room. I like animes. I like fucking TV shows. I like mad random shit. And
what's your favorite anime? Just to get it on record.
Right now, well, I'll probably say this for a while. Gurren Lagann. Everyone should watch it because it's really good.
How do you say that one more time?
Gurren Lagann.
Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, you ever seen it? It's on Netflix.
Sounds intense. No, I mean Liz is really showing me some new things in terms of
she will put you on. She will put you on. Like that's one of my favorites. Like I've done like t-shirts off it too.
Yeah, but I see you're doing some Spirited Away. Yeah. Inspired designs now.
Yeah, I was like on Twitter, and then I think someone reposted like it was the thing from Tumblr actually, which is first. So I don't know who took it from Tumblr, but they reposted the plants in like all like the movies from like Studio Ghibli, and I was just like, oh, this actually makes a lot of sense for me to do this. So I just took 3 of my favorite characters and just like did a bunch of designs. And we put them out. So we'll see how those do. Just like random. I find random things. Like the 1 week I was doing NBA logos, which were like, they hurt my brain. So I was just like, okay, I need a break. I need something easy. So yeah.
I think that's cool, dude. You can't stop fucking experimenting. Yeah. I think the point where what we're doing becomes like actual work, then that's when, when it feels like actual work, that's when we start just becoming lackluster and it's stuff. Yeah. You have to sort of instill these things that make it fun. Like when I started doing the skits,
those were good.
Those were during quarantine, same thing. It's like, okay, what can I do to sort of keep like productive, because the early March 2020, like everything was already getting postponed and canceled, and then forget about April, May, June. Shit was over,
The whole
so figuring out all these like creative things you could jump into, you know. And I've always been inspired by like SNL and like I love Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
I love comedy.
It's all
you
about
know.
hair.
Yeah, Will Ferrell's fun. Yeah, I just haven't had. There's certain things that I'd like to budget and spend money on.
Yeah,
and
hair is not
personal, I lack.
No,
I'm
it's
trying
good.
to get
No,
better.
this is a good vibe though. It's a good vibe.
I'm getting a buzz cut soon, so we'll
really?
see. Yeah, V for
I can't
Vendetta.
imagine
Just
that. Yeah, I can't imagine that. No.
I'll do it on a podcast probably.
Okay.
I'll probably the next person.
Yeah,
I'll
the
just,
barber.
while they're talking.
Like, yeah, I'm just gonna shave it off.
Yeah, while
don't mind me. Keep talking.
Yeah, it's just too much upkeep. It's something that I'm trying to figure out. I don't know if you have the same thing where I'm very much focused on craft and like creating and like what should I do next? What can I cook up next? Who can I like collaborate next? Like all those things are like eating up the space in my mind. Yeah. So everything else kind of lacks in terms of like diet, personal, like a lot of shit just kind of takes a hit.
No, definitely. I've been trying to get better about it though. Like haircuts are still like one of those things where I do one every maybe like 3-4 months, which is like it's nuts. Like my hair will get wild and I'm like, okay, I can't take this anymore. Let's cut this thing off.
That's where I'm at.
Basically. Yeah. It's like after a while you're just gonna be like, oh, I gotta cut this off. But yeah, like I'm now getting better about it. Like working out, dieting a little better.
Yeah,
I mean, but like just eating better.
If you're talking about plants, right, and like the benefit of just having like that nature around you, that green around you, the real next important thing is like personal hygiene and like diet and all those things, because that's directly connected to your brain and mental, like, you know what I mean? So you're taking that, now you're flipping, you're kind of taking that. Or have you taken that seriously for a while?
No, but it's been a few months of me just like, okay, I probably got to do something about this. Just like trying to work out, trying to get better. Just like, little tiny changes, not like drastic changes where it's like, oh, I'm going fucking vegan or something. Yeah. Like, I couldn't do that. I like steaks too much.
No, I mean, that's...
Yeah.
Shout out to vegans, other than the vegans that are very loud about their, and very judgmental.
No, there's some cool vegans out there. Don't get me wrong. Wow, is this going to offend everyone? Like, do I have to keep offending people?
No. I mean, I think everybody's aware that there's cool vegans, and then there's vegans that are very much like almost like right wing, like this is the way you're supposed to do it. Yeah, you eat meat, and it's like I mean,
you did too at some point.
At some point, your ancestors ate meat, and before them they ate meat. Exactly. Like we've been eating meat for a long time. Give us a break. It's a thing. Adjusting. Yeah. But it is becoming a whole thing, right? Yeah, like in stores and shit now, like there's literally aisles of like vegan food. Yeah, it's like veganism.
Substitutes too. My one thing is I do not like how they try to switch things up, like cauliflower wings. Like, come on.
Those are fucking bomb though.
Here's my
Those are pretty bomb.
I don't appreciate how you try to make it like a meat type food, but it's like. Just call it cauliflower with sauce. Come on, stop telling a lie.
It's marketing.
You chose not to eat meat. Take
it's marketing.
Consequences.
You said call it cauliflower with sauce.
Cauliflower with
Imagine
sauce.
on the box.
That's what I call it.
Cauliflower
with sauce, guys. That's what you eat. It's not cauliflower wings.
No one's gonna buy that.
It's not cauliflower wings, guys. Calm down.
Yeah, I think the cheese too. That's what they probably have to come up with something else than the word cheese, because it's not the same.
Well, no, I think cheese could work.
No, I don't think.
I think the cheese could work. I've
only tried one brand of cheese.
No, but I feel like the cheese could work. I just think it's like when they try to make stuff out of meat, where it's like, it's not meat, guys. Stop calling it that.
Well, for a while I was getting from this one brand because a friend of mine kind of got me into the whole vegan world, and I was getting like these soy-based products, and it was kind of like chicken nuggets. It would have the word like chicken nuggets, but it's like meatless.
It's not chicken.
It's meatless. It's all meatless.
I think chickens would take offense to this, guys. I don't think you should.
Yeah, chickens would definitely take offense.
They take offense. To that. Like, that thing does not want me, so I don't know.
Yeah, and apparently you can't have too much of the soy-based products. Because they're filled with estrogen, or which connects to. I don't look too much into it, but I don't really want to get.
Yeah, I don't think you want to see what happens. I don't think you want to see.
I don't want that. I don't want to see what happens. So. It's been an interesting venture to trying to figure out a balance. But do you cook for yourself too?
Yeah, sometimes. When I'm not feeling lazy.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to cook up?
Yeah.
Not even in terms of quickness, just like something that you can actually make that you really enjoy.
Not pasta, definitely. Or cereal. We're not gonna.
Cereal, dude. What the hell? That was a whole thing too that you did. Cereal Boys Worldwide, right?
Yeah, man.
Cereal Boys Worldwide from there.
Cereal is soup, guys.
Did you ever sort of share what your favorite cereal was on that channel?
No, I never did. Everyone else did. I'm like a Reese's Puff kind of dude. So.
Peanut butter and chocolate.
Yeah, and then like what is it? French toast what is it, like the cinnamon, it's so cinnamon toast crunch.
Cinnamon toast
There's like
crunch.
French toast crunch. So there's like that.
Yeah, I tried that. I honestly saw it, like once you shared it, I saw it and I tried it. I didn't dig it too much, but I tried it and I was exposed to it because of you. So I appreciate you opening up my cereal world there. You know,
it's fun.
Yeah, I'm big on cereal, and I try to get healthier ones.
Yeah.
But obviously, once you taste like Cocoa Puffs, once you have a taste of like the sugar shit,
yeah, it's over.
Yeah, that's why when I have my kid, I'm gonna try my best.
Okay, that's good.
Gonna try my best to keep him off soda and shit.
I'll give my kid Cheerios, bro.
Honey Nut Cheerios?
Yeah, I think that's a good start.
Yeah, that's okay. They get so bland if they're always around, you know.
Man, I'm not gonna give you every day of the week, but like
yeah.
You want 2 bowls of cereal.
Like lazy parenting, like here you go.
Hey, you
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Learn some self-reliance.
Learn how to cook.
You don't need me.
At 5.
Yeah. Learn how to make some soup. It'll be fine.
Yeah. No, bro. That's one thing too. The Cereal Boys Worldwide. That's obviously something that, again, like you had that interest and you kind of just leaped into, not even just graphic. It's like you made like box designs, you know. But you leaped it into even like content creation where you were like creating a little series, and it was interview based, right?
Yeah, pretty much. So cereal and shit. We just like talked to my homies for like 10, 20 minutes, just about like cereal, them growing up, and kind of like what they do and shit. It was like pretty like surface level, but it was cool. Yeah. Shout out to Brian for filming all those.
Brian's cool, man. Yeah, that's my guy. Brian's cool. You guys still work? Yeah, in some capacity
all the time. Like just random. We'll do random shit. Like we were playing ball together all the time. Like even like before this shit. So, yeah.
Pre-COVID.
Yeah.
During COVID.
During COVID, kind of. We had a Sunday basketball thing. We were doing.
Oh man. Yeah. It's good. It's good to be connected, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's good to be connected.
You gotta find other interests outside of like just the creative stuff. You
gotta have your breaks. Yeah. You gotta have your breaks. For me, it was like going to the gym. It was helpful to like alleviate stress.
That's a good.
And then COVID really kind of fucked up that flow.
Yeah.
But I did do jogging. It's just so funny how when you try to find something like positive, there's always like a negative in it. Like apparently you run a lot, you're gonna fuck up your feet. You're gonna fuck up your ankles. It's like fuck. I thought I was doing something good.
I thought it was supposed to help.
But then in the long run, it's like okay, what's the long term effect of that? And then it's like okay, so fine, I won't run. And I'm trying to bike. It's like oh okay, you want a bike? Yeah, give me $700 for a good bicycle.
Yo,
like,
bikes are expensive,
dude. It made me so sad.
You know what's the one thing quarantine made me realize? The price of things is wild. Like when you actually sit down and think about it. Because I've never thought about how much is a bike? And then I was like, what? Does this cost that much? Like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
Every time I see Lovely biking, I'm just like,
oh yeah, she's like, in it.
I miss it so much. Yeah, I miss it so much. She's in it, and my friend Daniel, like they're both avid bikers. And so I see Daniel on Facebook, who shares a lot of his content because he's a real biker. He does like these marathons, and then Lovely, and I'm just always seeing their shit, and I'm like, dude, when can I afford a bike? When will that happen? Yeah, good one though. You don't want to get a cheap one.
Oh yeah, no, totally. Like when she was riding in Dubai, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I was like, this is awesome. She's always posted some dope shit.
I was like, this is awesome. I was like, wow, you take your bike everywhere. Yeah, I just don't have like, I don't think I would want to do it just because I'm like, what if I want to stop and then turn around, but I don't want to like bike the way back. You get me?
Yeah, no.
Like,
what do you mean?
Like okay, so like say I'm biking somewhere, and then I'm like, I don't really want to do this anymore. But like
you don't want to do
I don't want to biking. Yeah, I don't want to bike anymore. So
it's like a huge fucking thing.
Yeah, I can still bring it back. So I'm like, fuck, man. I don't know. That's why I just like don't do it.
It's a lot easier than skateboarding though,
Probably,
right? Yeah. Because the skateboard
skateboarding.
Skateboarding, like I've always just been slightly terrified because
I was get a scooter, like get an electric scooter or some shit, and I'll just like ride that around or something. I don't know if that burns any calories, but I'll just do it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like
it. Doesn't. There's like those like White Fox, like those scooters that are around like in Hoboken, which I think they took out because
some dumbass truck went into the water or something, right?
Oh, I'm not entirely sure. I just know it was disorganized.
Oh, I feel like that's what happened. I feel like someone probably went into the water like an asshole and then just like, he lost the bike. So
there's a lot of drinking in Hoboken. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, probably.
At least probably now still.
Yeah, still, yeah. They have outdoor dining.
But no, it just got messy. It just got too messy, and then there was like accidents too, because people like there's so many stop signs in Hoboken, but like people
just
ignore.
People like I'm not a car, I'm a scooter.
Yeah. And people think that they're a car.
Yeah, we should get Vespas. I feel like that'd be cool.
Vespas,
like you should.
Vespas.
Yeah, we should get a Vespa. I feel like that'd be cool. Like, what if city-owned Vespas? That'd be fire.
That would be.
Yeah.
That would be. That sounds a little expensive for the city.
It does, but I mean, I'm paying tax anyway, so.
Yeah, what are we paying for, right? Just take some more of our money. Take more of my money, make it work. I like the bicycle because of that workout.
Yeah,
you know.
Cool. Yeah.
But like you said, like if you want to go back, you're gonna have to ride back.
You gotta ride the bike back. So.
Especially if it's like, ooh, you have fun going downhill. If you have to go up,
back up a hill.
Go up that hill.
You're gonna hate that shit.
That's the main thing. I remember getting off my bike sometimes, like just
walking
to
up. Yeah,
just to walk up.
Walk this up. Yeah,
because it's like more strenuous. You know, it's like you're really pushing yourself, which is what you should do though.
You should. Yeah, no, it's good for you. I'm not saying don't bike, guys. Bike. Please be healthy, guys.
Would you say basketball is your favorite sport?
I don't know. I guess lately, like just playing, it's fun. Like it's weird because like I'll watch it.
Are you any good?
I'm decent. So here's the thing.
I'm trash. I'm only just.
Oh no, it's fine. No, it's fine. Because like here's the thing. I have my moments of like, okay, I might actually put some effort into this. And well, for me, it was like I was like, okay, this is like some easy cardio thing where I don't have to like run to point A to point B. It's like okay, it's a lot of moving around. And like yeah, like I'll play against them and like somehow I'll win or like help my team win. But like most of the time I'm trash. But so I have like random moments of goodness.
Yeah.
But the more you play, you get better. Obviously, practice makes perfect. So.
Always rings true. Practice does make perfect. Did you watch the Last Dance? It's on Netflix now.
Yeah.
It's about Jordan.
Yeah.
What'd you feel about that?
It was good. Yeah, it was like good. I watched it when it was like playing originally because it was like
it was on ESPN Network.
Yeah.
I didn't have it. I don't have ESPN Network.
I found a friend. I was like, oh, you got that? Pass that shit.
Connect.
Yeah.
I think Jordan's. I didn't watch the whole thing. I only watched like the first 2 episodes, but like. It's just so cool to see like the humbleness that begins in someone's journey, like how he kind of got into the team initially, and like nobody thought he would be anything because he wasn't tall enough. These basketball players are fucking tall though. Actually, I didn't even know they hit like 7 like giants. Yeah. It's terrifying. Even when you're watching like
you don't realize.
You don't even realize.
You're just like, oh, you're fucking tall, dude.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. And then they thought like in the beginning of his career he wasn't tall enough. And they were also saying, like, yeah, it's never a one-man thing, like, that changes up a team. You know, it's, like, the dynamic or whatever. Yeah, dude, it just goes to show, man, perseverance. Yeah. Perseverance in anything you do will bring you to the top, you know? And it's consistency.
Yeah, like, the more you do something, like, and you keep doing it, you're going to get better, like, naturally. It just happens.
100%. I mean, look at you because I do remember what we were talking about before, like the animations on the photos and stuff, and you would draw on them. So you're getting used to Photoshop and like understanding a whole aspect of it that not a lot of people even know is a part of it.
Yeah.
And now you're getting more intricate with like just repeating patterns and into shapes and stuff. Like you found these lanes that, you know.
Yeah, it's like stuff that like, so the animation thing was funny because like, you know Marty too, right? So like super talented dude. So I was seeing him do like really crazy stuff in animation, and I was like, "Yo, how did you even get into this?" Because he was like, "Oh, just naturally just do this." I'm like, "Oh, that's fucking fire." So then,
oh fuck, he would be awesome to talk to too, man.
Yo, what that dude is doing with like AR and like 3D, it's like fucking nuts.
Like VR, right?
He's into super talented fucking person. Yeah, like everyone should know Marty, and like I'm when a lot of people don't know, I'm like, yo. That's the most talented motherfucker ever. Like, I don't know how I got lucky to meet him, but like, so glad to meet Marty.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, like, not super talented, like, and like, he was just doing it, and I was like, yo, is it just literally just like drawing and like fucking? He's like, yeah, like you're doing it on a computer, and I was like, oh, that's fucking fire. So I figured out a way to do it in Photoshop, with like timeline feature, and I was just doing it just to be like, oh, let's do little things where we actually just draw out like cartoons and stuff or something. And I was starting with like small objects, like, oh, I draw a heart, or like I make a circle go from here to here, and like it just taught me like a lot about like drawing and like shapes and stuff like that. So it was cool.
Yeah. Are you a very patient person?
Yes and no. Like it just comes to certain things. I'm just like, don't really have time for this. But this has taught me like I am patient when I want to be, because like there was one I did a Pistons logo, the old one, and that shit took like 12 hours. I was like, because I started when I woke, I was sleeping. I did 3 hours. I woke up, and then from like 8 to like whenever, took me mad long to finish it. I was just like, I've really been in front of my computer this long. What the fuck? Like, and like small breaks of like, oh, going to the bathroom, getting up, going back, sitting back down, and like watching mad TV shows. And I was like, what the fuck? This is 12 hours later. I just finished this. And I was like, I just finished this? Fuck.
It's cool that art inspires that though.
Yeah.
It inspires that drive.
Like
where you literally like lose track of time.
Like I think when I first started this, like this is the first thing I ever did. And it took me 2 hours just to like figure it out. Because it was like, all right, cool. How do we figure out the shape and how do I build this shape into this? Like, and then as I was doing more things, it became a little more complicated. But like at the same time, it became easier because I figured out, oh, if I put a bunch of these in a cluster, I can build this instead of me duplicating one by one. And it'll still be like different. And like, yeah, like, so for when I do sneakers now, it's like, spend maybe an hour on a sneaker.
Yeah.
Which, that's something that probably would have took me like 3 hours when I first started. But it's like, yeah, the more you learn it, it becomes easier because your mind recognizes the shapes. And you're like, okay, I know how to build this into this. Or like, yeah. It's like, but that's the thing that taught me, like, oh, I kind of do have patience. But there's some things where I'm just like, so for example, video editing, don't got patience for that. And I learned that early on. I was like, yeah, I hate doing this.
Oh, that's weird.
Like, it's the one,
well,
like,
it is a different interface and
like,
platform.
Like, I can do it. I just realized I'm like, I have no patience for this. I'd rather just pay someone else to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I can do basic linear stuff, but I'm just like, when you get crazy, I'm just like, yeah, leave me out of this, guys. Not my forte. Yeah.
Well, I think one of the main differences is like, well, just to take like note on that, I think patience is like very important, and that's why I asked that, because like to do those designs and take that time, it's not something that you want to rush, and it's because you're looking for sort of an idea of perfection to yourself. So there's like definitely a level of patience that you need, because it's essentially what you're doing is like painting, right, with like shapes, and that's what like when we talk about time, I mean, to actual paintings, like those things take sometimes months, months like, to see the final thing, which is an incredible journey in its own, like people like Rembrandt, Caravaggio, like creating like such a beautiful image, and we're so used to like quick shit.
And that's social media, it just makes you be like microwave, like quick, like super fast.
So, we have like a different level of patience now. I mean, at least us, because there's still painters that are working in that sort of medium and that time-consuming sort of approach to things that reaches to a beautiful final product. But there's a lot of patience with like just this creative field in general. And I think the editing thing too is like there's headaches in that, because with the Photoshop you're dealing with same sort of thing, a canvas, and you can sort of backtrack if you make a mistake. You have like little controls. Oh, perfect. You're just going straight. With editing, you're editing something and then Premiere quits. And you're like, did I save? It's like headaches. It just quit.
Anyone who's had a Photoshop or Premiere crash on them understands the pain.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same sort of experience a little bit for Photoshop too, where it quits unexpectedly.
It depends like what you have. Like sometimes it might quit on you. Like there's so many stories of like people like doing projects and like, yo, did my shit save? And it's like, oh fuck, the whole thing crashed.
Always save.
Yeah, always save. Even if autosave is on, make sure you save.
How often do you save?
I usually do it after I do a big piece of something. Like, so say I was doing this again and I did up to here, I'd save it. And then I did the next piece. I'm like, okay, I don't want to redo everything I just did. Yeah.
There's like that terrifying moment, like, what did I say? Fuck
yeah, because I think one time how like you cancel something and like you exit out of it, but then you click, oh, don't save. I did that with something and I was like, oh, that's 2 hours down the drain of my life that I'm not getting back because I'm a fucking idiot. Where it's like in my mind, I was like, oh, I thought I saved this shit. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that, and then like even like me doing Legos, like I kind of teach you patience too, because like you're just, and it's the most mind-numbing activity because like you're literally following directions and putting something together sometimes, but it's the most calming thing ever, and it's like great. So like I'll build like fucking cars, or like I did the flowers or whatever, and like that teaches you patience too in its own way. So like it kind of helps you disconnect from that idea of like everything has to be quick and like right now. So it's good for you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I think those moments the shit quits or you lose progression on something, like that in itself builds a little more fucking patience and character, because you the thing about this shit, it's like, okay, are you gonna just complain and tack it up as a L and just fucking move on maybe to the next thing, or are you gonna try and backtrack?
Yeah, you're gonna figure out how to do it.
You're gonna do it over again. You do it again, and that's the thing. That's happens a lot in editing too, where it's like, something fucking cancels, and it's like it hurts because of that labor that you put into it, but then you gotta chalk up that L and chalk up that feeling in you to just jump back into it, because everything stops where you decide to stop.
Exactly.
Especially with what we do, it's like the art can't complete itself. We complete it.
Also, sometimes I feel like when that happens, the thing you make after is gonna be even better, because you're just like, all right.
Now that like learn.
Now that my one thing fucked up, I'm gonna make this even better than I was gonna do originally. So it's good. It's just like a good learning lesson.
It's like revenge.
Yeah, it's like, oh, fucking
on the
computer.
program. It's like fucking.
It's like, oh, you hated what I did before. Watch what I do now, asshole. It's like it's interesting. Like the times when I fucked something up, when I came back to fix it, I was like, oh, this is way better than what I was originally gonna do. So it's like, it was good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it brings a little bit of level like of inspiration.
Yeah, it's like, oh shit, okay. It's like, all right, now I have a fresh canvas, but I know what I did to make this other thing. So how can I make this now better?
Yeah. What was something that that happened to? Is there like a recent design that sort of happened and you created?
Lately it's been good.
That's good.
But fixing stuff. So like, actually no, okay, kind of okay. So there's a Yankee flower logo that I've done, and I've done 4 of them now. So the first one originally was for like a homie, like he was gonna drop it for like something for his brand, but he never dropped it yet. So I was like, so I posted it. But the thing is, when I later looked at it, I was like, oh, I could make this better. But the thing is, I never saved it as a normal PSD, which is a Photoshop file.
Yep.
So like, all I had was like a PNG of something else. So I was like, oh god, this is mad annoying. But I didn't want to redo it yet, so I was like, all right, let me just leave this alone. So then I woke up one day and I was like, all right, let me stop being fucking lazy. And the next version I made of it just became like way better in my mind of like, all right, the shape's a little better. This like could work a little good. And I changed up the whole way I did it. But it became, to me, the second version is like my favorite.
Cool.
That's the first one, if you can see that.
I do remember seeing that.
Yeah, so the first one, I only have like a PNG of that. Like I don't have like a thing where I could piece together like
it flattens it.
Yeah, so I was like, all right, let me remake this into like the new thing. So yeah, and like the second one's way better. But like that was a moment where I was like, all right, now that I don't have this, I can start fresh. But I know how to do it already. So now that I know how to do it, let's just like tweak it and like make this way better with everything I've learned.
Yeah.
So yeah, it became like a thing. That's like the only recent thing I can think of. Other than that, I save all the files like twice.
Yeah, always gotta fucking save. Always gotta save repeatedly.
There's like backups of my backups.
You learn the hard way though sometimes, you know. Well, it seems like you've got like your world sort of figured out, right? Because you got your main job.
Yeah.
And then you have the creative things, but the main job is also creative.
Yeah. So.
And what's your main job? Just to talk about
so people who don't know, I work for a sneaker store called Nvbilll, Nohble, and I handle a lot of the content and just like creative aspects of the store. Well, there's like 5 stores, but like I handle website and like store shit all the time. And yeah, like I luckily get to shoot for my job and like do design stuff. So like it takes all of my talents to like do stuff. And then they're like part-time now. So like, cause I wanted to focus more on like my other creative stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a really cool job. Like I'm around sneakers, which I like. And like it's kind of the dream job for a lot of people. Like when I got it, it was like I started off just doing e-com stuff, and then it became like, oh, hey, do you want to shoot the regular shit we're doing? I'm like, sure, fuck it. Like,
yeah. How'd you get connected to Nvbilll?
Networking, exactly. So like, my boy Josh, he's over at Packer now, and he pretty much was like, hey, we're looking for an e-com person who can shoot a bunch of shit and like do it really fast. Do you want to give it a try? I'm like, oh, sure, fuck it. And I was like freelancing at the time, so I was like, yeah, like any amount of like regular money makes sense. And then as that progressed, it was like, oh, hey, I think my boss now, she was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna keep you on and just like have you do other shit. Like, so when we update the site, you still do that, and like you'll shoot regular shit too. So yeah, I went from that to like me running the Instagram for a while. I took a break from that now because like doing that plus doing the content's like kind of annoying at some point. And yeah, like now we just do like e-com stuff and then just like shooting product like for Instagram and just like in general. So it's a cool job. Like it's probably one of the cooler jobs I had. Yeah.
It sounds like then.
Yeah. So it was weird. So I think I met Josh maybe like 2-3 years before I got the job. And it was a noble thing. It was through something else. Like I happened to come by the store for something that they worked on together with like the company I was working with. And then I just met Josh and I was like, oh, you're from Jersey City? Like, oh yeah, I'm from too. Like, oh, what's up? Like, and then it became like we just were cool with each other. And then randomly, and it's funny, you just never think about it. Like randomly, he was just like, hey, are you working on anything crazy? I'm like, no, what's up? He was like, oh, do you want to come in for this? And I was like, oh, sure. Okay, I'll come in for me. And then yeah, I randomly got a fucking job. But it's really just like staying cool with the person and just like I think I talked to Josh a lot now just because it's like we're always like talking about bullshit. But yeah, like we randomly met, got cool, and then it was like he thought about me later because he kept seeing my work all the time. So it was like, oh, he definitely can do this. So it's like, oh, might as well, So I think it's a lot of people just seeing you like, okay, you're passionate about this, you can do this stuff. Like I need someone who can do this. Like, it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, the passion falls into that play of like consistency.
Definitely.
Like somebody seeing your work often enough and obviously like picking up interest on it depending on whatever's going on.
Exactly.
Like his name was Josh, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he saw that, he picked up that interest that you had, and you know, he saw that you fulfilled a certain need, you know, which is why I think the aspect of social media is really good too, to be sharing work consistently and like people see that, okay, he's busy, he's hungry, he's creative. Exactly. And those are the important things, I think, when someone's, especially hiring someone like on a team, you know, there's a lot of trust that goes into that. And that's cool that you got that opportunity just through through networking. You know, collaboration is very important, especially in the beginning. Definitely. You know, collaboration is what initially makes those relationships and like solidifies things and starts up those conversations.
Definitely.
Do you have like a favorite collaboration you've done so far?
Not really. It's like, I think all of them are cool in their own right.
Yeah, you can't really say one, right? Because then there's like, hey, what about us?
No, yeah, like everything's cool in its own right. It's just like, I think the thing I like about the collabs is like, it's always me working with my friends or homies. Like, that's what really matters. It's like, oh, I'm working with people I like, people I respect, and like people I have fun working with. So, I think that's the biggest thing. Like, it could be like, I could have made the most simplest thing that trashed, but like as long as we had fun doing it, I'm like, oh, that's cool. It was worth it.
You've collaborated with like people that are not in your circle though, and kind of like branched out in that aspect, or have you always kind of had this community?
It's kind of in the community. It's always been like homies, like when me and you do something, me and Brian like do a lot of stuff together randomly, and then just like I just always try to keep with people I know. I'm like, oh, I like what you do, and like I fuck with you, so like why not? Let's just do this. As long as it makes sense for both parties, I guess it like makes.
Yeah, and it's it's easier that way too, where there's already the layer of respect that
it's like you already know
for
me.
each other.
Yeah, like you already know me. You know what I'm about. I know what you're about. So like, why not? Let's just do this instead of like some random person where it's like I don't want you to feel like I'm using you or something or like some shit like that.
Yeah,
because that's always like a weird feeling. Like if it happens to you, so you just try to like avoid that. And then like when random people hit me up to do stuff, I'm just like collab stuff. I'm just like I'll think about it. Like we can talk about it, but
the idea is like worth sort of looking into. Right?
It's like, but it's also at the same time, it's like, not to be a dick, but it's like, okay, I probably have a friend I could collab with on this that it makes more sense than me collabing with you. Like, it comes totally left field. So I don't know. It's like a weird thing.
Yeah. The randomness of collaboration is like good and bad because of that sort of thing where you would be basically trying to figure out somebody. Yeah, you're trying to learn each other, how they work. Yeah, that dynamic. Which is cool because that's a part of our career too, you know, when you go into a place, like when you started working at Nvbilll, I assume you didn't know everybody, right? You have to sort of meet these new people and learn these relationships. Yeah, luckily like over there it's like a small team, so it's cool where you like personal level, you get to meet people. And then people come in and out too. But it started off as like me and Josh were like the only photographers / doing stuff. And then I got cool with like one of my homies now. I'm really cool with Ethan, who's like does logistics and stuff, and then like you meet random people here and there. Like, I'll try to talk more into the mic, actually.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, good. This guy, you forget that.
How about you talking to the mic, dude?
Fuck, listen,
you're ruining my podcast, dude.
Listen, asshole, I gotta fix this in post, all right?
I'm gonna have to raise the levels on that shit. You just... What if it was just a podcast of us doing side shit on everything we're talking about?
Sidetracking.
This is sidetracking. You just meet random people and it's like you become really cool with them and like learn how they work and like you get used to workflows with them and like different stuff like that. So it's like cool, you know. And I think the other thing about working with a small team that is good is like I said, you get to know everyone because it's just like a super close knit thing. So,
yeah, no, that's important. Like if you see like these people that you resonate with, I think it's really important to explore that. Like, you can't do anything in this career solo.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, at the end of the day, too, even if we are solo, we're depending on like influencers and YouTube creators to look up content and like learn how to do certain things. Yeah. But you really can't do things alone in this career. So like I don't want to say the quicker, but I guess like the quicker you like realize these positive relationships around you, the better that you'll benefit like over time with what you're doing, because you know it's like almost hand in hand, like helping each other out and growing and building.
No, definitely. I think the one thing is like you learn early on, like, and I think a lot of people, it's like you feel like you can do everything by yourself.
Just cracking up.
Bunch of hand noise. This is really the
I'm about to fight you.
episode, guys. This is the ASMR episode. He's just gonna clap his hands and do stuff.
Tell me, keep talking.
Yeah, no, like you realize that you want to do everything yourself, but then you realize at some point you can't, because what you're taking away from is the thing you actually want to do. So like for me, for example, like I do a lot of t-shirts. So I have a t-shirt printer who I work with all the time. Shout out to Tommy and the Bolt Print Shop, because those are the fan.
Bolt Print Shop.
Yeah.
Shout them out a little bit. Yeah. Talk about them a little bit.
If you want your shit printed right, go to them, all right? Find them on Instagram. It's Bolt Print Shop. You won't regret it. They print all my shit. So, yeah, like, you find people who, like, can help you do certain things. So, like, when I first started doing t-shirts, it was like, all right, I can't print t-shirts. I don't have a screen printing machine. I don't have this. I don't have that. So I found someone who does that stuff. And we have a really cool relationship where it's like, I got lucky where I can do certain things that other people can't. Like, I can do 5 of something. He hates when I do it, but, like, I can kind of do stuff like that. And, like, small projects where it's like, yo, let's do smaller runs. Like, I don't want to do, like, a crazy 100 t-shirt run. And, like, if I have a random idea where I'm like, hey, is this even possible? Like, I can hit him up and just be like, yo, I have this idea. Can I do this with you? He's like, yeah, like, let's figure it. We'll figure it out. And that helps because, like, I wouldn't be able to do half the shit I do without that part of it. But it's something where it's like, people see just me and they assume like, oh, he's just figuring everything out by himself. I'm like, yeah, no, guys. I figured out a way to build a team of people who, like, fuck with me. And, like, we may not work together in the sense of, like, they work for me. It's like we work together and become, like, all right, I'll give you gigs. You do this, like, whatever. Like, it makes sense. So, yeah, like, it's finding people who, like, resonate with you and, like, you can work with all the time. That makes sense for you.
100%.
Yeah.
Because that's basically, like, the filmmaking world.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at movie credits, it's... Imagine seeing one fucking name.
It's like,
for, like, what, Jurassic Park, Steven
Juan
Spielberg.
did everything.
Everything. Yeah, that's never the case. There's, like, this dynamic you create with the people you bring on board, you know?
Yeah.
I used to do both roles of director, DP being director photography, so you handle camera and you handle the visual. And then when you're trying to do both, there is that basically, like, sort of loss of quality because you're trying to manage focus on performance, focus on what's going on in camera, and then focusing on the camera itself and the technicalities and the lighting and the movement and all these things. Yeah. There's a loss of quality there because there's too much you're focusing on, you know? And once you figure out that reality, and, you know, I have, I think, similar thing to you where I have this control to the image. Like, I see this thing and I kind of, like, want to capture in a way that's in my head. So I had this control thing for a while. So I was doing those both roles and then realizing, like, dude, this is fucking stressful. I'm fucking stressed out. Like, I'm setting things up and, like, I have to break this sort of thing that I'm doing right now because I want to direct at the end of the day. So once I did that, I have, like, this sort of solid group now that I form every production. And you experiment within that group, you know, bringing other people in and seeing how they do. And, like, you know, you go through that sort of trial and tribulations of different people, but it's all teamwork. It's all teamwork based. And it feels so good when you got, like, that solid unit, you know, and when you're working together, it's like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, because you don't have to worry about what that person's doing.
I just did, like, a weird, on camera, that was like a fucking
biking
bike.
thing.
Biking.
It's kind of like it's Pictionary, I guess.
Gotta go biking sometime. But no, yeah, it's like, it's just like a well-oiled machine, you know?
Yeah.
And it feels great when you can just keep churning out, like, beautiful shit with people that you fuck with. You know?
Yeah, because if this person knows what they're doing, you don't have to worry about that whole aspect. You can take your mind off it. So, like, it works out really good. So,
your mind just gets stronger and flexes, like, the muscles that you need to
you can focus on things you actually came here to do instead of, like, I got to worry about what that person's doing. Because now, like, I don't know if they know what they're doing. Like, or they don't know how I work with it. Yeah. Or, like, stuff like that. So, like, It's important, dude. Building a team. It's good.
Building a team. Building relationships. That's the main thing, man, in our career. Can't do everything alone.
Exactly.
What can you do alone in our field?
I mean, so the weird thing is, like, design. Design I can do alone, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, after I input, it's like a solo thing where I can do sometimes.
Yeah.
But, like,
but your design, you're talking about your own designs?
Sometimes client stuff. Like, I could, if you just tell me, like, if we've done a good enough job on the brief, I don't really got to talk to anyone to figure something out.
I guess once you have a product, right? Once you have a product, I mean, just to backtrack too, it's similar. Like, to events, event recaps and things like that. I could do that alone.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, because it's just understanding
if
of
it's
the whole
if
process.
it's small enough thing,
exactly,
as part of a big thing, you can kind of like, all right, I don't really need someone else to do this, but I can do it alone. But I mean, it's still good to like get like other input in, but like most of the time you can use some stuff alone.
Yeah. Do you filter through the like the drafts to yourself, or do you have someone that you kind of helps just like with reference and criticism?
Yeah, kind of like if I don't know where to go with an idea, I'll send it back to someone and be like, hey, how do you feel? Like, what would you do in this? Like I do it a lot with my friend Will. Like I'll send him stuff and be like, yo, I'm kind of lost on this one. What do you see? And like, what do you think can change?
Cool.
And then other than that, like me sending it back to the client, just being like, all right, this was your idea. So like, what do you see in this that I need that or something? Or if it's fine with you, let me know. Like, I don't know. How do you feel about it? Like, but I know when I get to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm fine with it at this point. But yeah, that's the only other time like where it goes to someone else.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's literally, I guess that's what's dope, because that's similar to the process I go through, you know. And it's interesting that you're in a different medium, but there's sort of like the same sort of process or procedure that happens. Like after I get a first draft done, like for example of a music video, that first draft has gone through like my expertise and my experience with videos, the concept, the treatment, and I've gotten to this point now. Okay, I have this, and I go show it actually to my DP, and I go the main DP I work with, and I go to I would have like an assistant editor that I trust a lot in terms of like how they see structure and story, you know, all that shit. And I get their opinions, because I think it's very important to get those outside from the people you trust, you know, those outside opinions to basically make the end product stronger, you know, because I mean, at the end of the day, like, we're not fucking masterminds, you know. We can do so much.
You're always learning. Like, that's the biggest thing.
You're always learning, you know, and you got to be open to criticism. And sometimes other people have maybe better ideas or a better sort of suggestion that can improve the thing.
Yeah, sometimes it's just you need a different perspective. Sometimes I think that happens a lot. It's like if you don't get that other perspective, you'll never know what else this could be.
So patience.
Yeah. Patience.
Ego is important, but ego. It's you have to have a flexible
keeping
ego.
Your ego in check.
Keeping your ego in check, because that's what that process is basically. It's you understanding like, all right, I've created this thing, I think it's dope as shit, but I think there's something missing, or it could be better, or I just need to know what other people think. Yeah. And you have those people that you go to, you know. Those are your ego checks. Yep, those are your ego checks. So you're not like the one-man band, you know. You got those other things that help just improve your product at the end of the day. So that's good, man. Patience, keeping your ego in check, keeping a good diet, biking,
experimenting,
ASMR, you know, all these things help towards a good life.
Yeah, guys. These are Nvbill's life tips, if you didn't know.
If you didn't know.
Well,
Nabil, this was a great conversation. Thank you for letting me come into your space.
Anytime.
Fake Plant Club all day.
Yeah, it's the headquarters.
It's the headquarters, bro. I'm glad to be here, man. Thanks again.
Anytime. Appreciate you.
Take care, guys.